You're over 60, taking heart medication, and you've started to notice your body isn't as strong as it once was. Blood doesn't flow the way you want it to, and that affects not only your heart, but also your confidence as a man. But here's the good news. There are simple, inexpensive foods, backed by science, that can help keep your blood flowing strong without putting you at risk while on heart medication. In this video, I'm Dr. Evelyn Hart, and I'll walk you through each one, including an important warning about what to avoid. Trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end to hear the full truth. Martin was 67 when he walked into my clinic, a retired teacher, a grandfather of 3, and a man who had always taken pride in being strong and dependable. But lately something had shifted. He told me, "Doctor, my mornings aren't the same anymore. I take my heart pills every day like I should, but it feels like my blood just isn't moving the way it used to. Even climbing the stairs leaves me more tired than it should." His words weren't unusual. In fact, they echoed the same quiet fear I hear from many men over 60. They worry that their heart medication, while protecting their life, is silently stealing their vitality. Martin feared that nothing could be done, that improving blood flow while on heart meds was impossible. But here's the truth. The problem isn't the medication. It's the lack of support from diet and lifestyle. And sometimes the smallest, most ordinary foods can make a huge difference. I asked Martin about his meals. His plate was often beige: bread, potatoes, a little meat, vegetables and fruits. Rarely. Like many men his age, he thought of food as fuel, nothing more. That's when I explained that certain foods naturally boost nitric oxide, the molecule your body uses to relax and widen blood vessels, helping blood flow freely. And unlike drugs that can interact dangerously with heart medication, these foods are safe. So we started simple: spinach, kale, a handful of lettuce in his lunch. I told him, think of greens as nature's blood flow medicine, but without the side effects. These leafy greens are rich in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. Scientific studies, including one published in Hypertension, show that diets high in vegetable nitrates lower blood pressure and improve circulation. Within just 2 weeks, Martin noticed subtle changes. His morning walks didn't leave him gasping. His energy during the day was steadier. And there was something else, something he mentioned with a shy smile. "Doctor, I've started to notice those morning signals again." But the real surprise came when we added another food: berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, whichever he preferred. Packed with anthocyanins, these fruits strengthen blood vessels and fight inflammation. A long-term study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men who ate berries regularly had better vascular health and even lower risk of heart attack. For Martin, swapping out a pastry for a bowl of blueberries was a small change. But within a month, he felt the difference. His circulation improved, his confidence grew, and for the first time in years, he felt in control of his body again. And here's the mini hook. What happened when he added just a handful of nuts shocked even him, and it's something every man over 60 needs to hear. When Martin came back for his follow-up, he was already encouraged by the greens and berries. But he was still skeptical. "Doctor," he said, "I'm eating my spinach, I'm having my blueberries, but can food really make that much difference? My brother takes more pills than I do, and he says nothing helps." That's when I told him about something so simple, so ordinary, yet profoundly powerful: nuts and seeds. Most men think of nuts as snacks, maybe salted peanuts during a ball game. But walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, and chia seeds are different. They are rich in arginine, an amino acid that acts as the raw material for nitric oxide. In plain terms, they give your blood vessels what they need to open up and let blood flow freely. I pulled out a jar of walnuts and said, "This little nut is like a toolbox for your arteries. Not only do they provide arginine, but they're also packed with omega-3 fatty acids and magnesium, which help reduce inflammation and improve circulation. Science backs this up. A study published in Circulation Research in 2019 showed that people who ate walnuts 5 times a week improved their cholesterol and blood vessel function significantly. And here's the best part. Unlike many supplements, nuts don't interfere with common heart medications. So Martin started small. A handful of walnuts in the afternoon instead of a cookie. Within weeks, he noticed something subtle yet profound. When he walked up the hill near his home, he wasn't as winded. His stamina returned, and again, his confidence grew. But I wasn't done yet. The next step was to bring in something even more powerful, fatty fish. Crispy salmon on a Sunday evening, a can of sardines with lunch, or grilled mackerel once a week. These are more than meals. They are medicine. Fatty fish are loaded with EPA and DHA, 2 omega-3 fatty acids that reduce blood triglycerides, calm inflammation, and keep the heart rhythm steady. Martin was hesitant at first. "I've never liked fish much," he admitted. But when I explained that omega-3s can literally make the blood less sticky, reducing the risk of clots that could cause a stroke, he was willing to try. Within a month of adding salmon twice a week, Martin called me with excitement in his voice. "Doctor, I walked almost 2 miles with my grandson today. No chest tightness, no fear." And here's the mini hook. When I suggested one surprising food that doesn't look like medicine at all, in fact, it tastes like dessert, Martin couldn't believe how much it helped his blood flow. When Martin returned again, he was already feeling better than he had in years. But I had one more surprise for him. Something sweet. "Doctor," he laughed, "you're not going to tell me chocolate is good for me, are you?" I smiled. "Not just any chocolate, Martin. I'm talking about dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa. Most people don't realize that cocoa is rich in flavanols, compounds that stimulate nitric oxide production and improve the elasticity of blood vessels. A study published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2012 showed that regular intake of cocoa flavanols lowered blood pressure and enhanced vascular function in older adults. The key, however, is purity. Milk chocolate won't do. It's loaded with sugar and fat. But just a small square of dark chocolate after dinner can be both a treat and therapy. Martin tried it, and a week later he said, "Doctor, it feels almost too good to be true. A dessert that helps my heart." But along with the good news, I had to deliver a critical warning. "Not every fruit is safe when you're on heart medication," I explained. Citrus fruits like oranges and tangerines are wonderful, rich in vitamin C and flavonoids that reduce inflammation and keep arteries flexible. But grapefruit is different. It interferes with how your liver processes certain drugs, especially statins and some rhythm medications. Grapefruit can make those drugs either too strong or too weak, both dangerous. Martin was shocked. He'd been drinking grapefruit juice for years. "I thought I was being healthy," he admitted. That moment mattered, because many men over 60 make the same mistake. So I told him, oranges, lemons, and tangerines are safe. Grapefruit is not. Next, we talked about tomatoes. Bright red, delicious in salads or soups. Tomatoes are full of lycopene, an antioxidant that protects blood vessels and reduces LDL oxidation. Research in atherosclerosis, 2014, found that higher lycopene levels were linked to better vascular health. I encouraged Martin to enjoy them daily, whether raw or cooked. Finally, we turned to garlic. Known for centuries as a natural heart helper, garlic contains allicin, which supports vasodilation and lowers blood pressure. Studies confirm its benefits, but here's the caution. In high amounts, garlic can thin the blood. For men on anticoagulants like warfarin, too much garlic could increase bleeding risk. So the message was clear: garlic is good, but moderation and medical advice are essential. But by the end of our conversation, Martin's entire view of food had changed. He realized he wasn't powerless. He had safe, simple tools right in his kitchen. And here's the mini hook. What Martin learned in this journey isn't just about food. It's a bigger lesson every man over 60 should take to heart. Martin's story carries a truth that extends far beyond one man. As we age, especially when heart disease or medication enters the picture, many men feel they have lost control over their circulation and vitality, but food proves otherwise. Leafy greens supply nitrates that the body converts into nitric oxide, opening blood vessels naturally. Berries protect the lining of arteries and fight inflammation. Nuts and seeds provide the raw building blocks for nitric oxide and stabilize cholesterol. Fatty fish calm inflammation and keep heart rhythms steady. Dark chocolate brings a sweet way to encourage vasodilation, while tomatoes guard against vascular damage. Citrus fruits, carefully chosen, deliver antioxidants, but with the vital caveat of avoiding grapefruit. And garlic, used wisely, offers additional support without undermining medication when kept in moderation. The bigger lesson is this: circulation and confidence after 60 are not lost causes. They can be nurtured, protected, and even improved, provided we respect the balance between medical treatment and nutrition. Medication may keep your heart safe, but food can keep your blood flowing freely. And together, they restore both health and dignity. So the message is simple. With knowledge, caution, and consistency, men over 60 can still take charge of their circulation, safely, naturally, and with confidence. If Martin's journey resonated with you, I encourage you to take one small step today. Add a handful of greens to your lunch. Swap dessert for a bowl of berries. Choose salmon instead of steak this weekend. These tiny decisions, repeated daily, can transform the way your blood flows and the way you feel about yourself. If you found this video helpful, please click like. It tells YouTube to share it with more men who need this message. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more practical, doctor-backed guidance on men's health after 60. In the comments, write the word SAFE if you'd like me to create a sample 7-day meal plan tailored for men on heart medication. I read every comment, and your feedback helps shape future videos. And in the next video, I'll share a powerful 30-second morning ritual that wakes up your circulation and boosts your energy before the day even begins. Stay tuned. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace medical advice. Always consult your physician before making dietary changes, especially if you are taking medications such as statins, blood thinners, or heart rhythm drugs.